old lady driver of the e-tron. What do you think? How was the day?
Hard, very hard. Well, today I was in Srebrenica Memorial Center for the first time. Until now I avoid traveling there because I felt I didn't have enough energy for this, and yeah, so some days before I decided that I would like to go there, and of course only with Faruk, with my family. And it's
hard day for this situation now that you learn about the things of the past.
Well, you know, it's of course I want to show you Bosnia-Herzegovina from the beautiful side, because it deserves, because it's one of the most beautiful countries in the world, for my opinion, because of the nature, the people, they're very warm, the hospitality, the culinary, the old traditions. But we have to remember, because Srebrenica, which is the symbol for many other locations too, where happened a genocide and this terrible war crime. And for example, I grew up in Germany, and so I'm also German, and for us it's very normal to talk about the genocide on the Jewish people, and we have to do our best that something like this will never happen again. And I remember when I've been in school, we have to go to the concentration camp in Dachau. And there was no, do you want or you don't want? No, we had to go, and I will never forget.
That was the part of the education.
Yes, and it's very important. So I will never forget when I was in front of the ovens. I will never forget when we walked over this concentration camp, and when we went into these rooms where the Jewish people were killed, and then the ovens where they burned them. I will never forget this feeling. And I remember my friend and me, we were hand in hand, and we said we will do everything that something like this will never be forgotten. And I think this was the point that I was so afraid going there, because I, even thinking about the feeling I had this time, and I was young, but I was happy. My pain, it was terrible. It's terrible, this feeling. It's really hard to. I can tell you now that I have been there, but when you read all the names of the victims, and then when you see the year of the birth, I mean, there were years of born in 79. I mean, this guy was 16 when he was killed only because of his name. This is very hard to talk about. And when you go into this field with all these graves of the people who were found
Yes.
Yeah. So he told me he was 19, and when you talk to this guy, he's very friendly. He's very calm. He talks to you about facts. And he lost his father and his
brother.
His brother. He was a twin. And he told me until today, even 26 years later, it's psychically very hard for him. But these people, even the mothers of Srebrenica that I talked to, or where we had the contact before for an interview, I didn't have the direct contact, but they're so calm, and these people are so full of love and for this wish for having a peace.
It's hard that to present it on the screen to explain to people. I know even for me, I'm going there for years, and every time that I think I know pretty much everything, every next arrival to the Srebrenica Memorial Center, even talked to Hassan, you learn some new fact that happens, and you something stuck in your stomach that you cannot
exactly
process that easily.
You didn't read about until now, and what I really admire on these people is, and this is what I really love so much, and it should be, they don't judge another one ethnical group what happens. Yeah, they judge these people who did this crime, this genocide, and being such peaceful because they don't want that something happened like this before, and I don't. It's hard. They would never say we have to do the same to them too so that they can feel our pain. They would never say something like that. But it's really hard when you see all this written name of all these victims. There were also some women. And when you walk up this hill, and then you see all these graves. And then what is really a shame, when you go into this memorial center, and then you still have these halls where the United Nations where they stayed, and there you have graffiti on the walls.
Yeah.
And they are so bad. I mean, they were there for helping the Bosnian people. It's really. There was one graffiti. It's in German, and it's written in the typical way how they wrote during the Hitler time. And I was standing in front of this graffiti, and I'm so ashamed in this minute for being a German. This means you see outside people who are fighting for their lives, and you're sitting there inside, and you do such graffiti.
But not every German is a Nazi.
Yeah, it's a Nazi, but it's still
Same
of
like
course,
here.
in this moment, I'm ashamed
Yeah.
of being,
Yeah, I understand.
And then when we drove to this memorial center, when where they tried to save themselves. And now everything is so peaceful, but 26 years ago they were killed even boys. Kids, I mean kids, really. There was, I think, even a baby. These people were killed only because of their names. And there was one, Fark told me, one woman, she lost more than 58 family members. So now imagine you lose in some days all your male members, and then you have the only one thing in life which let you stay alive. Is your biggest wish is to find these remains so that you can bury them,
to make up the peace with yourself,
to make peace with yourself, but also for the soul of the victims. And now imagine this happens in the heart of Europe. And this is, for me, it's very hard. I was young when this happened. I have been in Germany. But I know this is not a political thing. It's just a thing. We have to see this whole Europe, even the whole world, again to promise ourselves that we have to fight in a peaceful way, that something like this will not happen again. And this is why I came here, and it's not for the last time. I regret that there was not time for more, but Farouk told me, no, it's now enough, because it's already too much, and
too much to process in just one day.
Now everything is coming right now. Well, I mean, there are some discussions because of the numbers. There are not so many. What the fuck? Even if it would be some, it was a genocide. The people were killed because of their
murder ethnicity. Is a murder. You kill one person or
if
1,000.
This one or from the other, it's real. But this was an organized genocide. And you have in the Memorial Center, you have original movies. Imagine this war crime people, this terrible people. They made a video of killing these boys, and then they let them lying there because the battery of the camera was empty. So he went with the car to bring a new battery, and these young people were lying there, knowing that they will be killed. And this is only one movie. It was everything organized. And I think Europe, unfortunately, failed because we promised it will never happen something like this after the Second World War.
Unfortunately, these things still keep going and still happening around the world, not just here.
Of course.
But we were in the heart of the civilization, as you like to say,
exactly.
In the heart of the old world that exists on this beautiful planet, and you realize it happens, and it happens in the times of digital media that existing. That at that time, cameras covered everything, and whole world can see that, and still people they denying those things happens. Like those things happening.
Exactly, like in
right
Germany,
now.
there are also some people they deny the Holocaust. I mean, these are crazy people, and really, it's not only whoever kill someone because of ethnical purposes. judging a terrible crime which was done in the name even of God. Yeah. And this was a genocide on Muslim people. But really it's terrible to see how many young people were killed. Now it was the burying of 19 people, and the youngest victim was 16 years old. Imagine, 16. And his mother was looking for him for 26 years. And I'm so surprised that these people are so calm.
Hope that world, anybody who visits the memorial, learns something about that. Learn for the future, for the next generations.
And when
stop
I was
all these things.
Exactly. But you know, when I only was
again.
in school, we had to look Schindler's List in school.
Yeah.
Where do we have to go?
Left.
Left. Sorry. And it was so important. And now this year there's a new movie of Jasmila Zbanic. Jasmila Zbanic. She did the movie Quo Vadis Aida. It's about Srebrenica, how it happened, and every class in school should go there. Again. And she gave an interview. I read it in a German newspaper, in a very great newspaper, Die Zeit. And she told that when she showed the movie for the first time in the Srebrenica Memorial Center, she invited school classes from all ethnic groups.
Did they came?
They all came. They came. And then she said when the movie finished, one boy, he was the first one who said something, and he said, when I look at this, then I'm so ashamed that my friends, that they admire, I think, Karadzic or Mladic. He was ashamed. And she said, in this some hours, the girls and boys from all ethnic groups, they were together. And this is why we have to remember it, to bring the people together and not to separate them. And this is why it's very important to talk about, to go there and to discuss. And that's why I love Germany, because how they handled with this theme, Holocaust, for me it's one of the best ways in the world.
Hope that we're gonna reach that level. But anybody else who comes to Memorial
Zbanic already showed it. It's possible. And even the Memorial Center too. You only can see the facts. And I really hope that all these people who deny a genocide, they will be punished. This is important, like in Germany. You deny a Holocaust? Okay, no problem. Then you have a problem.
But what people do in the name of the religion, in name of those holy things, if they know any of those things about the religion, in any part of the world, in any type of the religion, in any of those holy books, it never says it's justified killing or do the genocide against others. That is not a real religion. That is not like...
No, it's a crime. It's simply a crime. These are really very, I don't know, very sick people.
And what kind of human being you have to be and so that he can sleep later normally?
There was also a movie, it was in Den Haag, a trial. And there was one of the soldiers from the Serb sides, and then they asked him, how many people did you kill? And then he said, I don't know, and I don't want to know how many I killed. You see, now he's thinking what he has done.
He was the first actually that he gave himself up. From him actually started everything. Actually one of the rares that actually accepting and also admitting that they were shooting. The others, they don't even say that they did it, that they pulled the trigger. Even so that you can see them on the video and everything what they did, and they're still saying they didn't do it. But it's left big trail for everybody, for all three major nationalities that we have here, that they live in Bosnia. It's gonna leave that kind of markings that it's never gonna disappear, and it's gonna leave that kind of trail that I hope that it's gonna manage to affect on people in a better way.
No, there
for the future, for your kids.
Of course, I mean,
and that never happens again.
Exactly, and I mean, I know I had also some cases where the people told me, no, Bosnians, they are wild. They will always be like this. They will to fight each other. There is so much hate. No, there is not. There are exceptions, of course, like in Germany, the Hitler supporter until today, but it's not. I see that the people, especially the young one, they want to be together, and there are much more good people than the other one who like disturbing. But the problem is, like in every other one country, is the voice of these people who want to fight is much more louder, because the other one, the good one, they want peace. They are calm, silent, and you have to give them the voice. And then you give them the hands they will talk about in a totally calm way, and we have to talk about them, about their stories, and not the other. I'm sure in that. And of course you have, I feel pain, but this pain gives me so much power to write much more about this beautiful country. Much more.
Thanks for coming with me today.
No, I have to say thank you. Because alone it would be hard.
Next time it's going to be much more different. But still, it's not going to be easy.
No, I think it will never be easy. As you already also told me, you have been there for so many times.
But everybody who lives in Bosnia, but even in region here, if you have any common sense in your head and in your mind, should come to Memorial Center and to see it and to face for the facts that happens here, but also most importantly to learn from it.
And it's not a Bosnia-Herzegovinian problem, it's a European problem.
Pretty much in the whole world. I remember when the war ended, you know, situation started happening in the other countries. It was like yesterday, you know. Nothing changed. It's on to us to change that.
Exactly.
For sure. But definitely it needs to look to much more brighter future, to the positive things, positive mindset.